mic isn't coming out. I'm not too sure why. It is now. I'm not too sure if that was a bug or not, but we good. Hopefully it did come out. Either way, I'm going to do it again. Welcome, guys. EGFC, Week 7, George GNC Overton, Calvin Unchanged Tucker, Fairfield versus William and Mary. Very exciting. Apologies about last week. Wasn't feeling too well, but we are back nonetheless. We're going to have a quick look at the schedule before we get into the game, which should be starting any second now. So obviously we've got Fairfield, William and Mary coming up right away. Then we've got Iona versus St. Peter's, Manhattan versus Marquette, and Niagara versus St. John's University. Some good games coming up tonight. Marquette versus Manhattan and St. Peter's versus Iona should all be very decent games.
Repeat that again this week.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on. My OBS keeps saying that our voices aren't coming through, but I'm not too sure if it's lying or whether it's telling the truth or not. But either way, we are underway here and ready to get on with this one. So it's going to be William and Mary in the Paris Saint-Germain home kit, and it's going to be Fairfield in the away kit. It's going to be Seth playing for Paris Saint-Germain, well, I assume it's Seth playing for Paris Saint-Germain. Both playing Paris Saint-Germain, so what does that matter? There's an early chance for Seth. He's going to take it on. It's Kylian Mbappe. He does not miss those.
Yeah, and a very tidy goal there, and a nice early victory for sure, or a nice early goal for sure to head them in towards that victory, which is what William and Mary will be looking for. They are currently only 1 and 4 in the standings right now, which has them down in the bottom half of the table, whereas Fairfield are on the opposite record of a 4 and 1, so they are pushing their way up. So we'll be nice to see William and Mary get the victory out of this.
It will do indeed, but right off the back of that early goal for William and Mary, Fairfield are coming forward, and Sergio Ramos checks the man, and it will be a penalty coming through. The question is, will Fairfield be able to put it in the back of the net? I would suggest they take off the target. They do. Very smart, very wise. I'm going to see if they can put this one in the back of the net. It's going to be Sergio Ramos versus Donnarumma. Goes to the Panenka, straight down the middle, hits the back of the net. It's going to be 1-1. 9 minutes in, both teams have got a goal. And the penalty, I think it was a penalty. A stone cold, it was obviously a penalty. But straight away, the ball's been given away so dangerously by William and Mary. And Soccer Scout's going to gobble that one up. Fairfield 1-0 down. They come back 2-1 in such short time.
Yeah, very quickly, and a loose pass at the back is never what you want to give away. And again, they're being risky with the ball at the back here, William and Mary. And it has often been their downfall, trying to do a little bit too much, playing it out from the back and, not giving themselves the best of chances to get away, especially with opposition that like to press high up the field like Fairfield do, as that has been their game plan throughout this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I've recently started playing FIFA again properly. Like, I've been playing Foot Champions. I've been playing all of my weekend league games. So I've been playing it a fair amount, and you've got to be really, really careful with these passes around the back. Passing this year, it's very easy to intercept passes. So one sloppy pass can be intercepted so easily by these high-rated players. And talking about weekend league Foot Champs, I actually managed to get rank 3 this weekend, which is the equivalent of elite last weekend. My first ever elite, I will take it. Chance for Kylian Mbappe, Donnarumma with a fantastic save. I'm really happy with getting elite. I don't know what percentage that is of top players, but I've never got an elite before. I've been playing FIFA Ultimate Team since FIFA 09. And that is the first week. And this is my first weekend league of the entire year, bearing in mind. So I'm very happy with that.
Certainly better than I ever was at Ultimate Team. I was a Pro Clubs warrior, so...
I like Pro Clubs. I think Pro Clubs is fun, but you need to have a fair amount of friends to play it with. I think at least 4. I don't have many friends.
Yeah, I played in a lot of the VFL and FGL type tournaments. I was a goalkeeper. I was never... most consistent at FIFA.
Well, here we go. There is a chance for Kylian Mbappe. It's a good tackle from Sergio Ramos, but he's still on the ball. You need to be careful. That twist and turn. Fake La Croqueta. It comes off. Messi still somehow got the ball, but Idrissa Gueye will take it back. Trying to force a way out of the defence with a ball played forward, but interceptions, like I said, very easy this year, especially when you're playing those long balls. And one thing that I have started to appreciate after playing a bit of Ultimate Team, after playing Foot Champs this weekend, is how good a centre back Presnel Kempembe is. Oh my word. Before, I didn't really respect how good he was. He is probably the hardest centre back in the game to play against. Absolutely unreal. Pace, strength, everything like that. Chance for Kylian Mbappe, plays it into the middle to Neymar. Lovely little stop turn. Twisting again. He's got the ball on the edge of the box and he's just flirting with the Paris Saint-Germain defence, waiting for something to happen. I'm not too sure what he's going to do. Going to go for the rainbow flick. The free kick play on is there, but he's not going to take it. The referee will give it eventually, and that's an awkward one to commentate over, but we'll see if they can get a shot away on the free kick. Going to be played short for Lionel Messi. He's going to run it in the box, going to twist and turn once again, and that's something that Soccer Scout's doing lovely. It's a beautiful nutmeg from Lionel Messi. Twist, turns, shot comes out, Donovan with a save, and now William & Mary should be able to get it away.
Yeah, and to comment on what you're saying about Kimpembe on this year's FIFA, I've heard he's very much like the Joe Gomez in Ultimate Team of last year's FIFA, where he just has that size, that speed, and that strength that it's just, it's just an amazing combination.
It is indeed almost a chance on goal there for PSG once again for Fairfield, as they are looking very dominant here in this matchup. Looking really good, but maybe now a chance for William & Mary to counter-attack, to come forward. But the problem is, as soon as William & Mary get the ball, they're either thumping it forward, trying to force it a bit too much, or they're just running at the defenders and getting the ball taken away straight away. They need to be really careful, because you're not going to win these matches playing like this. You're not going to win these matches by just trying to be over-aggressive.
No, if you see the difference in play, Fairfield with slow build-up play like this, they're baiting the defenders in as they run through with another chance here. They just wait for the passes and they wait for William & Mary to commit their men, and then, like you've seen with these attacks like this, they just hold onto the ball, do a little bit of those tricks, and they just wait for the open man to be able to be played. And they get easy shots off like that when they're doing it. They're just holding onto the ball and using that close control dribbling to their advantage really well to create some good space here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They're doing absolutely fantastically here. Fairfield, they're looking really, really strong. And obviously, over the last few weeks, they've started to do a little bit better, picking up the win over George Washington University, I think it was, a few weeks ago. And, last week. We didn't get to see that one. And then a couple of weeks ago, they beat Manhattan as well. They're actually on a really good win streak here, Fairfield.
Their only loss is to Marquette, who are currently undefeated top of the table. So
exactly. So they're playing really, really well here.
Yeah.
Which, at the same time, well played to William & Mary for getting the early goal against them. Obviously, it's been all Fairfield since, but still remains they have a goal. There's still only one goal in it, and they could have a chance to get back into this one here as the clock ticks down almost at the half-time whistle. Is there one more chance in it? Mbappe got the ball fairly high up the field, gives it to Messi, twists and turns, gets a better of Sergio Ramos. If only Messi had two left feet instead of one left and right, because that would have been in the back of the net if he had two left feet. You would have thought. His left foot is absolutely incredible. His right foot, not so much, but that'll be the half-time whistle being blown. Fairfield will go in with a 1-goal advantage, 2-1. Obviously, the penalty very early on. William & Mary got the first goal, and then the penalty just after. Definite penalty, and then straight off the back, a soppy pass from William & Mary. Fairfield able to capitalise, and since then, Fairfield have just had all of the ball.
Yeah, it's been a bit cagey since. It's been a lot of Fairfield creating chances, but obviously nothing made of it. But they definitely took the two chances they got very early on and punished William & Mary for a bit of lackadaisical defending and passing there. But yeah, I mean, 2-1 up. William & Mary still definitely have plenty of life left in this game to get that 1 goal back, and you'd just like to see them hold on to possession but slightly further up the pitch. They've held on to it a bit, but it's been inside their own half, which hasn't been overly beneficial to them.
Yeah, definitely very true. If you are in Twitch chat, make sure to get your predictions in. Who you think is going to win this one? Obviously, you have a little bit of a head start because Fairfield are currently winning, but there is still a second leg to come. Two-legged affairs here at official EGF, and we have plenty more matches coming up for you tonight. This is just the first match of many. There is a very good chance here for Fairfield, but unable to take it. The shot's going to come out, and Donnarumma, fairly routine safe for him. But I'd like to see William and Mary get a bit more possession in this second half, try to get a couple of chances, but Fairfield are really, really good at defending. And right now, William and Mary just forcing too many passes. Oh, wow, that's a beautiful ball.
That is just straight out down the wing and see if he can get the ball back in, and he does out to the edge of the box and gets it onto the left foot there. I'm not quite sure who that was. It was Neymar Jr. on the left foot. He's a player that's got a good weak foot, so getting him on the edge of the box with his dribbling ability, then being able to create that open bit of space there as he does, and that's almost a sure goal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, Neymar, 5-star weak foot. He can tell no difference. He can tell absolutely no difference. He can do it all with both feet, and as you can see there, he did just that. Soccer Scout top 3 player in the league. I'm not too sure who I would put in my my top 3 players in the league. To be honest, it's a difficult one. We're in a bit of a weird position in this tournament at the moment. Mbappe with a shot first time. Going to be a good save from Donnarumma. Could have potentially just left it for a corner, but they've lost the ball now, and Fairfield can come forward again. I definitely put him in the contention, for top 3. I haven't really thought about who would be the top 3 players. Maybe that's something that I can, or we can, talk about maybe for next week, our top 5 players. And obviously we could give our top 5 teams, but every team has at least 1 or 2 players. So maybe we can sort something out for that next week. Maybe a little segment where we talk about our top players, and you guys can get involved in that as well. But I'd definitely like to think Croatify. I would say he's probably up there with the best in the league. You've got to say he's been absolutely phenomenal this season, and it is going to be a shame because it is his last year. And I think I remember him saying it's something like he's only got half of the season to play. So it's going to be a real shame when we do lose him because he's been absolutely fantastic over the time that I've been here, over the time you've been here. There is a great shot coming out once again. Donnarumma with a save. But yeah, I'd say he's probably my number 1 at the moment.
I would agree. He is. I mean, he's undefeated in the tournament so far. He's got an incredible goal difference. He's done well in every game that we've seen of him so far. He has been, the man to beat of this tournament for sure.
Yeah, I agree. How do they work out what teams they get to use? So they just get to pick. It's comfort picks basically. Chance for Lionel Messi, and that's 4 for Fairfield and William and Mary. There is a second leg to come, but a 3-goal deficit is going to be very, very difficult to come back from William and Mary. We will have to see if they can do something in the second leg, but it's going to be so hard for them. So just going back to what you said, so they basically get to pick whoever they want to play with. If they want to play with PSG, they can play with PSG. If they want to play with Brazil, they can play with Brazil. I think the only exception is no All-Star teams, so no MLS All-Star, or what is it, Adidas All-Stars, Nike All-Stars, that kind of thing.
I think it's Adidas.
Yeah, I think it is Adidas All-Star team. So none of those, basically. But yeah, you can use national teams. You can do whatever team you want, basically, whoever you choose. Either way, Neymar Jr. on the edge of the box, twisting and turning once again, but runs into Bernat, who... I think the problem for William and Mary is, as you can see, the accuracy of the passing just isn't there in this game. And I guess you could say that is hats off to Fairfield for intercepting so many passes and reading the play so well. But at the same time, you've got to hold on to your passes. You've got to wait. You've got to maybe sometimes give it a split second to see where the defender is going to go. Are they going to try and intercept the pass? Are they going to try and go straight for the man? Yeah, you've just got to be a bit more patient with the ball, I think, for William and Mary in this one. And there is another chance. Neymar, it's a little bit wide. Going to take the shot on anyway. He'll say it was a pass. Out wide to Angel Di Maria. Gets past the defender. Plays it into the middle. It's going to be Kylian Mbappe. Twisting the turn once again. Donnarumma can get it clear.
Yeah, I will say William and Mary, as you said, being 3 goals down, they do currently have the worst goal difference in the league so far. So if there were a team where I would say maybe they are going to struggle to come back from a 3 goal deficit because they are likely to concede again, I would have to say William and Mary are certainly up there. But as we've seen throughout this tournament, there've been shocks and there've been underdog victories, so it's certainly not out of the question.
I guess if you could say who's going to win the toilet seat award for most goals conceded, I think that one would be going to William and Mary. I'm not too sure if that's the thing that you do in America or in the United States, but
Yeah, they are
over here,
20 goals ahead
yeah,
in terms of goals conceded at the moment.
yeah, it is a lot, and there you go. That's 21 if you weren't already counting the 4.
I wasn't actually, so
So
25 now.
25, yeah, damn, that is kind of crazy. But in England, what we do is, well, it's either the wooden spoon award for the
Wooden spoon,
least
yeah.
the least winningest team, or if you're a football team, usually you go for the toilet seat awards there, and you have to hang the toilet seat around in shame, basically. But either way, that's going to be 5-1. Wow, 5-1 in the first leg to Fairfield. I'll get this updated on the scorecards while we're at the break. But yeah, we're going to throw it to a quick break. Fantastic first leg for Fairfield. William and Mary obviously got a lot to work on. But yeah, we're going to throw it to a quick break. Go grab yourselves a drink, and we'll be back in a few moments' time with the second leg of Fairfield versus William and Mary. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EGFC Season 3, Week 7. My name is George GNC Overton, joined by my good friend Calvin Unchanged Tucker, and we are here for the second leg between William and Mary and Fairfield. In this game, we've got a bit of a different one for you. We've got Man City versus Chelsea.
Yeah, a matchup that we haven't seen so far in this tournament. Man City, we've seen played a couple times, I'm fairly certain, but I don't think we've actually seen Chelsea played at all so far in this tournament, even with how good a lot of their players are. The likes of Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner, obviously very good this year. Kante is always good, and Mendy has kind of shone as people have called him in the Ultimate Team. He is the Nick Pope of this year's FIFA, where he is a certainly a very good goalkeeper option.
I hate him. I really don't like him. I was playing on my friend's account because he's got a bit of a start team just to try and help him get some better players. I played some of his weekend league games, and he had him for the first, I think, 5 games, and he let in about 5 goals from about 7 shots. So it's safe to say I wasn't very happy. But either way, going into this game, Fairfield got a 5-1 lead. I think it was 5-1 against William and Mary. William and Mary going to be playing Chelsea this game. Fairfield going to be playing against Man City. For those of you that play FIFA Ultimate Team, we have been given some repeatable packs today. We've been given an 82 plus pace, 82 plus passing, and 82 plus dribbling guaranteed repeatable packs, which are very, very good. Gold rare players with a very high chance of getting some decent players in there as well. So I've done a few that I'm going to open now. Obviously, you guys can't see it, but I'm gonna say what I get. As if William and Mary get a goal, obviously we'll be a bit excited. But for Fairfield, it's looking fairly casual for them now. We'll see if William and Mary can do anything getting back into this one. But yeah, I've got 4 of them, so let's see if we can get anything good. If we can get a cheeky high-rated player. Okay, the first one's a 75-rated Silas Wan-Matuka, who I actually put into the pack to get it. So that's an absolutely atrocious start, but there's a chance for Kevin De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus, and this is what Fairfield do so well. They hold the ball on the edge of the area and break down the defence, and it looks like they're going to have an opportunity here, just stepping around the defence.
I feel like there were a couple chances for him to have taken the shot there.
Okay, the second one I got Rui Diaz, not good. And the third and last one, I got Daka. So those are absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible.
That the pace ones?
They were the pace ones, yeah. Absolutely awful. I don't know how many more of those I'm going to be doing, that's for sure. But it's only 6 players, 4 rares. So it's not awful. It's not terribly hard to complete, but yeah, not the greatest packs of all time. The dribbling one's actually not too bad because you only need to put in 2 rares. So, and a lot of the high-rated players have good dribbling. You know, Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. So, you know, I feel like the dribbling one might be the one to go to.
Yeah, I think that just proved how many not so good players do still have decent pace in FIFA.
Very true. There are a lot of them. I can tell you that for sure. There are a lot of them.
I was in my head. I was thinking that for sure the passing one would be the worst, as there's a lot of, as far as FIFA's concerned, very bad, slow, not very usable players that still have good passing above 82 or better. And in my head, that seemed the weakest. But now hearing some of the packs that you just pulled from the pace ones, maybe the FIFA did a good one at setting it where they did for these stats.
Yeah, maybe. I think it was all very much in the know from EA. They were like, oh, there's about 1,075 rated players with good pace and good dribbling. We've got them, boys. We've got them. Make them spend all their fodder before we release some decent repeatables. So I think I'm going to save my club and probably not touch too many more of those.
Yeah, it might be a day to go and have a look on Footbin and try and see how many players there are with those stats as a minimum and try and decide whether it will be worth it.
I'm sure one of the Twitter accounts will do that. There's so many foot Twitter accounts that are
sure.
on the know-how. They love to do those little stats and stuff like that. And make sure to give me a follow because I've done this for you. And to be fair, they are very helpful. It kind of gives you a little bit of a insight to how worth they are doing. And from my 5 that I just did, probably not too great.
It happened. Yeah, EA are very tactical with their releases of these SPCs and releases of a lot of the content that they do, where they do tend to bait a little bit of hype to draw people into making some questionable decisions, and it does often work for them. So
Yeah, it does,
seems to be
and
working again here.
often doesn't work very well for me. Often means that I do about 50 of them and don't get anything good at all. Phil Foden's one of the players that I've used recently who's absolutely phenomenal on this FIFA. I used him in my friend's team, and honestly, he's an absolute demon. Okay, there's the first half decent one I've got, which is Richarlison, 82. That's the best player I've got so far, and I've won 6 of them.
Yeah, that doesn't sound incredible. I would just like to say, Fairfield currently unable to score as William and Mary just sprinted their way down the field to get a goal with Kai Havertz. And as I just saw mentioned by Gratify in the chat, yeah, Mendy in this game, much as I predicted against, George's recommendations, there was a lot of saves coming out of Mendy. He is, like I said, a very large guy, and he's pulled off some incredible saves to keep Fairfield out of William and Mary's goal, and they've taken advantage, and they are back to only a 3-goal deficit here.
Look. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I don't think he's very beautiful. That's all I'm saying. I do not enjoy using him. He doesn't do very well for me. And just to answer Needham, we are watching the game, but Fairfield have had a lot of the ball, and they were winning by 4 goals. It's now 3. It's getting a little bit more exciting. Let's see if Seth can bring it back. Let's see if he can get us a tight game here.
Yeah, I do believe it was said that Evan was going to be playing second. Okay. Seth mentioned, so it is one of their other players currently playing right now. But yeah, he's definitely put in a good shift, and like I said, defensively, it's been a lot more sound from William and Mary. That's why there's been a lot less talking about this game, because a good defensive game doesn't give you a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, it's a lot of just well, that player put a good foot in, or well, that player blocked the ball well on shots. As far as FIFA is concerned, obviously, a lot of the defending is relatively done by the CPU. You don't want to overcommit, as it is much easier to get baited out on a direction change as a player with the input delay than it is for the computer. The computer can react much faster than a player can.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that people do this year is they hold on to the CDM as the player, and they tend to let the AI backline do the rest. And that's something we saw a lot of people do last year, and it worked fairly well. And then this year, we was hoping that it'd get toned down a lot, but unfortunately, it is still very easy to just hold the back line and just wait for the opponent to make a mistake. And that's one of my main issues with this FIFA is the amount of times I run into the opponent and they're not controlling the defender. I feel like if the player isn't controlling the defense, I don't know. I don't think they should move out of the way, but I definitely don't think that they should be making these ridiculously good tackles.
You think like the AI, the base level of their gameplay should be on like a lower difficulty, so that people can like rely on them as such a crutch. Unfortunately, I feel like the reason that's never been changed is because EA don't really care enough to improve their servers and the input delay and everything that there is in the game, which is what makes defending as hard as it is. The lag and like I said, the delay there is in trying to change your direction of movement when defending. Obviously, it greatly gives the attacker the advantage because you just can't react as quickly as they can change direction. So
look, I'm not going to be an EA sympathiser here, but there is a goal for Fairfield, the first one of the game, and it is going to be a very well taken shot by Gabriel Jesus. I'm not an EA sympathiser, but at least they show us now what our ping is going to be, instead of giving us just the red, orange, green bar, which you can never
that meant absolutely nothing. Yeah,
because the thing is, the green bar is anywhere from 1 ping to, I think, 90 ping or something like that, which
Jesus.
is not.
That's
90
not
ping
good
is not
ping.
good.
No.
Any other game, I'm on 90 ping and I'm throwing my keyboard out the window. I thought that was an absolutely beautiful goal there, almost from
Yeah,
Kevin
I
De
thought
Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne just whipped one in.
Yeah,
It would have been some
nice.
classic Kevin De Bruyne
But
type hits
at
there.
least they give us the option now to see when we're having packet loss, to show us what our ping currently is and things like that. But even then, sometimes when I'm on like 20 ping, I still feel like the game is so delayed. And yeah,
I
sometimes
feel
it
like that.
is.
Yeah, that's not so much the ping. That is still, like I said, just the sheer input delay on their
Ooh,
servers. That was
almost.
Edison very much like he does in real life, being a good sweeper and coming out to collect the ball there. Though he doesn't tend to mess about when the ball gets within his box. He's definitely one of the more aggressive goalkeepers in the league, or in football in general. I'd say at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's doing pretty damn well. Obviously, Chelsea and City, the two best teams in the league at the moment. Liverpool not too far behind, but when we're having games against West Ham and we get absolutely smashed out of the water, it's a little bit
Yeah,
embarrassing, isn't it?
just just a little bit. It
West
definitely,
Ham are playing well though. West Ham are having a really good season.
they certainly are, but it wasn't the finest performance from the Liverpool lads. They definitely didn't cover themselves in glory, that's for sure. But
Very
we
very
will
true.
some changes coming out from Fairfield, looking to get some fresh legs on the pitch at the 60-minute mark. Your typical kind of 60 to 70 minutes when you tend to see substitutions in the game of football. Obviously, unless there's some injury of some description that has forced an earlier substitution. So just as players start to, the energy gets sapped from the legs, you bring some of them fresh legs on, and you hope they can run rings around those tired defenders, and I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
that's
mean
what
the
Sheffield will
centre
be looking
mids,
for here.
obviously ones you want to get off. You can see Grealish coming off Foden, Myers coming off for Silva, the players that have been running length to length. Well, not that the City players really have, because William and Mary haven't really been pressing up the pitch too much, but it's still good to see. Still good to see some changes coming out, and we don't really see that too much when it's PSG versus PSG, because they want to keep on Neymar and Mbappe and all those lot on for as long as possible. Chance for Bernardo Silva very early on. Little switch inside into the roulette. Rudiger will tackle him and get the ball away, but not for too long, as the one thing that William and Mary have been doing absolutely awfully in this series has been getting out from the back. They've just been giving the ball away too many times, and it's happened here again. And that is another fantastic goal for Fairfield. The turn, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful dribbling, beautiful pressing, beautiful prediction of passes. What can you say?
Yeah, and they pull their lead even further into a 5-goal advantage currently. And as we were saying before, obviously don't want to down on them too much, but with William and Mary having the worst goal difference in the league, and unless there's some incredible game coming out of the next few matches where we have some crazy high scoring games in a row, say for Manhattan, for example, who are one of the teams that have conceded the 38 compared to the 58 of William and Mary. Or St. Peter's, for example. St. Peter's Iona could obviously be a game where Iona did beat them quite convincingly in the first days, so that could be one where you get that. But
Another
not
chance
sure,
for
as we do
Sterling.
see, yeah, Sterling on the right, playing it back. Going for the trick shot goal. Now, that would have been impressive from that kind of range if he managed to flick that one in with Gabriel Jesus. But it was a smart decision to play the pass. As another pass here played in, and Lukaku threw on goal, but doesn't opt to take the shot, not reckoning that he could beat Edison at that near post. But I think it was a good idea to pass with Sterling for Fairfield down the other end of the pitch, as that was a an awkward angle for him with the goalkeeper right on top of him. But I'm not so sure about the choice of shot when he had Jesus in the box. So
I'd have liked to have seen a power shot there from Lukaku, just full power
mm.
at the near post. They do go in quite a lot. Goalkeepers, the only thing that goalkeepers are really bad at this year is heavy power shots. If you hit the ball max, not obviously max power because it will just go into row Z, but if you hit it with enough power, I don't know, 4 bars I think it is, it
Right.
hits the back a lot of the time. It hits the back of the net a lot of the time. So, you know,
Only thing I will say, what Lukaku is left-footed actually, isn't he?
I'd have still smacked it. You know, you're what, 5 goals down? Just
Fair
have a
point.
punt.
Fair point.
have
Yeah,
a punt.
you might as well test the keeper at that point. You are very true.
That's my view on it. But obviously, William and Mary wanted to go for the guaranteed goal, but nothing is guaranteed in FIFA. Either way, Kyle Walker coming down the wing. Yeah, you know I'm right. Chance of Sterling gives it to Kevin De Bruyne, was offside, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
I have seen far too many an easy chance go awry due to some just pure EA shenanigans to disagree with you.
Pure, pure EA shenanigans. So true. Honestly, the amount of shenanigans goals I had over the weekend was ridiculous. I can't remember what it was. It was a goal where the ball was played straight on my goalkeeper and he dived the other way. The amount of rebound goals as well that I had played, ridiculous. Oh my word. Honestly, rebounds are my least favourite thing in the game.
As someone that used to be a goalkeeper, the animations on FIFA suck in terms of I swear it is rigged that if you parry it, it will go towards an attacker instead of a defender.
They fixed that this year.
Apparently.
To an extent. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I will say the animations are a little bit better this year. I do, as a whole, like FIFA 22 a lot more than FIFA 21.
Cheeky little chip there.
That was a very cheeky chip. As somebody who I would say I'm a connoisseur of the chip, I thought that was a beautiful chip. And I'm not talking about the food either, for those of you in chat. But either way, you know,
I'm a connoisseur of those.
I'm most definitely a connoisseur of those. 88 minutes into the game, Fairfield well in control here with an absolutely phenomenal 6-goal lead. William and Mary scored 2 goals over the set, but it has not been enough. The pressing from Fairfield, the interceptions have just been too much, and William and Mary have had absolutely nothing they could do, unfortunately.
Yeah, not able to pull out the comeback victory. That first game really is what sealed their fate. A 5-1 defeat in the first leg is always going to be something that's difficult to come back from. But yeah, we managed to see a goal from the £100 million man, or whatever his new nickname is with Jack Grealish. I guess I don't know. I want to give him a different name for the fact that he's
Super Jackie Grealish. There you go. Super Jackie Grealish.
I was on about the story. He's been going on dates with I can't remember her name now. The Emily Atack from In-Betweeners. Remember?
Yeah. She played Charlotte, right?
Yeah, he's been caught going on some dates with her recently, even though he's apparently got a childhood sweetheart that's not too pleased about it.
Look, I say nothing, I get in trouble. But if she invited me on a date,
I wouldn't say no either. Yeah, I as an avid In-Betweeners fan, I think, and I think most people in the UK, at least, I'm sure there's plenty of Americans that have no idea what we're talking about.
If they're probably thinking about the US In-Betweeners over there.
So much worse. I don't even want to get into that conversation.
We're gonna glide right past it. Either way, a fantastic result for Fairfield. William and Mary, commiserations. Yep. Very hard done by, but you know that's just something that you got to work on. Be more patient with the passes, and I'm sure the chances will come. But either way, another fantastic week for Fairfield as they continue their win streak. That's 4 in a row now, I think. So congratulations.
I believe so. Takes them up to 5-1 in the standings, and they are currently second in the league, only to the fact that obviously Marquette are undefeated, and I do believe obviously Iona played today, and Iona can match their current win tally if Iona do get a win again over St. Peter's. So we shall see. But yeah, currently second in the standings and on a very good run at the moment, Fairfield.
Very, very true indeed. But we are going to throw it to a very, very quick break before we get into the second game of the evening, which will indeed be Iona versus St. Peter's, which should be an absolute knee slapper. So go grab yourselves a drink, ladies and gentlemen. Go grab yourselves a snack, and we'll be back with probably the best game of the evening. So we'll see you in a few minutes' time. Let's go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EGFC Season 3, Week 7. My name is Georgine C. Overton, joined by my fantastic friend over here, Mr. Unchanged. Hopefully you're doing well, Mr. Unchanged. We are ready to get into the game. It's going to be PSG versus Liverpool, Iona versus St. Peter's University, and we are ready to get underway with this one.
Yeah, St. Peter's again picking Liverpool. I think we've seen them do this a few times throughout this tournament. Iona just sticking with the tried and true PSG. It's served them well throughout this tournament so far.
I mean, it's been there for a long time. PSG probably the best team in the game to use for the last, well, at least 3 years, and we're going to see it being used again. But here we go, early chance for Mohamed Salah coming through on that strong foot, and he just finesses it into the back of the net. It's going to be St. Peter's taking the early goal, and it is the Egyptian king to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, and that is a goal to start off with that they will be very happy about. They don't have a terrible goal difference considering they are only currently 1-5, which is not to be expected from the season champions of last season. So I'm sure St. Peter's will be hoping that they can. That they've got used to the game by now, and they can go on a run and prove their dominance from last season once again here.
It was actually St. John's that won.
Was it St. John's? I'm reading the wrong name on my notes.
You are indeed. Unlucky. No, it's fine. Here's a chance of Kylian Mbappe though. Oh dear, Kylian Mbappe, that was a golden opportunity, but maybe just took one touch too many. Straight down the other side, Mohamed Salah, he's running down the wing, he's coming in the middle, looks at the pass in the middle. Could have taken the shot on the left foot across goal, but chooses not to. Maybe he's going to do better this time. No, plays it in the middle to Jordan Henderson, and it's Captain Fantastic. He gets his goal, it's 2-0 to St. Peter's.
Now that is a good run then. That's even more impressive then. They're not even last season's champions. They've been on a bad run of form currently, and now they're 2-1 up or 2-0 up on the team that is going into this week was second in the standings. So that's a good early showing from St. Peter's in this match for sure. Yeah, and always happy to see Liverpool doing well, of course.
I don't remember. I don't think St. Peter's are actually in it last year. As far as it was a completely different roster if they were. But last season,
I now reading the correct team's notes. It is a completely different roster from last season. They have, our roster this year is completely different. They have no returning players.
So a completely new roster, and they are doing very well here in this game versus the one of the best teams in the league, the team that really did surprise us.
The newcomers that were startling everyone at the beginning of this tournament.
And you can hear it's not Anfield, but you can hear the Liverpool faithful singing all around the fields of Anfield Road. Oh, dear. I am very rusty with my Liverpool chants. All around the fields of Anfield Road. Absolutely, probably one of the best, if not the best Liverpool chant. Maybe alongside Mo Salah running down the ring. Obviously, a lot of them are a little bit older now, but Mo Salah, I would say, in current form, best player in the world. A lot of people would probably disagree and say Lewandowski, but as a Liverpool fan, obviously, I am a little bit biased. But
just a little bit.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like he's played so well.
Hey, I also agree purely because while I do love German football, I love Bundesliga football, the week in, week out competition in the Bundesliga is not quite to the same standard as the Premier League.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. But 2-0 up currently, St. Peter's. Iona haven't really had too many opportunities here. They did have one with Kylian Mbappe, but weren't quite able to take it. Maybe one touch too many, and that seems to be the case in a few of these. But the pressure after possession loss looks like it's coming out from Iona. As obviously 2-0 down, they do need to change something up a little bit, and it does look like they've gone to maybe they're attacking, more attacking I'm not even too sure what to call it. Their attacking solution, their attacking tactics, where obviously the pressure after possession loss comes on, and when they do lose possession, a lot of players do rush towards the ball, and it can help you regain possession, but at a cost of stamina. Chance for Neymar, one touch too many, does receive the ball back. Beautiful save from Alisson, but the rebound doesn't take the first time shot. Very interesting. Plays it back into the middle. Matip clears away. Di Maria looks for the shot, but it is going to go behind for a goal kick.
Grabbing in front of the face of goal, and you definitely thought, just as the keeper was getting back in position, they could have maybe snuck that one in at the near post there with a first time shot. Opted not to, tried to play it back across the goal, and it didn't work. But some good play from Iona. They're getting back into this game. I'm sure they'll warm up, and they will at least put up a good fight in this match, as we've certainly seen them do throughout this entire tournament. And yeah, let's see if what St. Peter's can do to hold them off and maybe score some more surprise goals and set up their teammate going into the second leg is what I'm sure they'll be hoping they can do.
I'm sure they will be indeed. There's a chance for Kylian Mbappe once again, a player at the back post, pulls it in the middle for Neymar Jr. and Iona have their first goal of the matchup. It is now 2-1. St. Peter's goal, well, Jordan Henderson's goal will be ruled out now, and it will now be just a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, and a 1-goal lead is certainly not a comfortable one in the game of football, and most certainly not in the game of FIFA. So they will, both teams will be looking to get the goal to either, if you're St. Peter's, you want to pull back up, get that 2-goal cushion, and Iona want to be pulling it back level and then be coming for that comeback and to take the lead themselves in this game with PSG, which is, as we said, the most dominant side that we've seen in this tournament, and as you said, in the past few years. So they certainly seem to have the edge, but St. Peter's do seem to have the edge in this game, as they if they could just get some of these last passes off, they'd have a few more chances for on goal, and maybe they could have had a bigger lead going into this second half, as we are starting to close out this first half here.
Very true. Lovely little spin from Salah, but it's always going to be difficult for him to pull it into the back post on his weak foot, and the pass is out from the back from Sergio Ramos. Will run out for a throw-in for St. Peter's as they can keep up their pressure, and Salah on the ball once again. They're loving coming down this right-hand side to get the ball on Mohamed Salah. Roberto Firmino, another player that's absolutely fantastic in this FIFA, almost gets past Roberto Firmino, almost gets past Sergio Ramos. Straight down the other side, it is going to be Jorginho Wijnaldum versus his former teammate and international brother, Virgil van Dijk. Kylian Mbappe trying to wriggle past Joel Matip and Angel Di Maria. Virgil van Dijk comes in, asserts his dominance and takes the ball away. That'll be the half-time whistle being blown. St. Peter's lead by 1 goal against Iona, getting their first goal of the game through Neymar Jr. Pulled back by Kylian Mbappe. Beautiful, beautiful goal.
Yeah, and certainly not a comfortable lead for St. Peter's going into the second half, but a lead they will be willing to take. Coming into this game, they would certainly take a 2-1 halftime lead. I'd assume if you'd offered that up to them.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've played well, but I think Iona definitely have been on the front foot for the majority of the game. I think at the start of the game, St. Peter's were definitely coming forward a lot more, but as we got deeper and deeper into the first half, Iona definitely started to retain the ball more and start to really come into this matchup.
Yeah, as we said, they've certainly been warming. I just completely knocked my phone off of my desk. I'll have to deal with that later. Yeah, they've certainly been warming up in this match. We've seen Iona in some of their other games as well not have the best starts. They certainly are a team that takes a little bit to warm up, and they do have. I would have to say there's some clear differences in their gameplay between some of the players on their team, and unfortunately for them, that is seeing them a goal down currently in this match. But they do have possession and they are on the attack, and it is in the control of Lionel Messi, which is always a dangerous position.
Very, very true here as Lionel Messi gives it to Jorginho Wijnaldum. And that is the second goal Iona have been looking for. And they have equalised it up now after the early 2 goals from St. Peter's. Salah and Henderson will have their heads hung in a little bit of disappointment because the defending has not been up to scratch for St. Peter's in this game so far.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't. They started off very hot, as we said. But Iona are starting to show the weaknesses in this St. Peter's defence that is, unfortunately, what is currently holding them in that lower part of the table. It doesn't seem to be that they don't seem to have a huge problem with, like I said, they don't have a terrible goal difference. They don't have the worst problem in the league with scoring goals, St. Peter's, as they've shown here today. But they do tend to lose it later on as the match goes on and just lose. They've lost some games quite close, and unfortunately it's some lapses in their judgment when defending that has cost them some matches in this tournament so far.
There it is, very, very true indeed. And we will have to see if Iona can take the lead here in the second leg, as so far they have looked very, very good. And Mbappe turns, beautiful, one touch, turn, bang, goal. Easy as you like for Kylian Mbappe. Iona back in this game. A full comeback has been made and they have taken the lead now 3-2. And St. Peter's is so difficult coming up against Iona because they're absolutely relentless.
Yeah, they're not going to back down now. Once they've got this lead, they are certainly the kind of team that will look to just keep building on it. They've had they had some games, as we mentioned earlier on, it was mentioned in the chat, against William & Mary, they won 10-0. So when they have the lead, they don't mess around. They're certainly looking forward in this tournament to try and obviously push for the highest spaces, and they want to do that knowing that there's going to be some other teams competing alongside them. They want to make sure they have the best goal difference going forward.
Very, very true indeed. And right now, I feel like the biggest problem for St. Peter's is just they're rushing their passes in the midfield area too much. There is a chance, hits a post on a rimmer, jumps up, makes a save. So close for St. Peter's to get back in this one. But like I was saying, as there is a ball given away, Kimpembe, but does Fabinho do enough to just delay him a little bit? He does. Matip, why is he so far up the field? That's a question you have to be asking. He's hanging around as well. What's he doing so far up the field? It's 3 at the back for Liverpool. Jordan Henderson having to drop into the back line. So many holes in the back. Robertson does come across, does really, really well. Puts the Argentinian off, gets the ball back. And yes, very interesting play. But yeah, like I was saying, St. Peter's, they just need to be really careful with their balls in the midfield. Because right now, a lot of the passes they're making are a bit too telegraphed, a bit too easy to read. Maybe a little bit too rushed, but that's what I like to see. Hold on to the ball for a little bit. That's what I mean. Just a rushed pass from Trent Alexander-Arnold gives the ball away and gives Iona a chance to regain possession. Just needs to be a little bit faster, a little bit more on the ball kind of thing. I think you know what I'm saying. It just needs to be a little bit more decisive. If you see that they're trying to intercept the pass, just hold on to it for a second. Try and see if you can make some runs. If not, it's not too bad to go back. Beautiful wall for Salah to run onto. Can he find Sadio Mane in the middle? Gonna take the shot on. It's Mohamed Salah with a power shot to the back post. And that's going to be St. Peter's equalising us up again at 3-3.
Yeah, and that is an incredible goal on the weak foot of Mo Salah. But as you said earlier, maybe we were right with you saying that Lukaku should have taken that shot in one of the previous games. It doesn't matter whether it's a player's strong foot or weak foot. If you hit the power right across goal in this FIFA, there's a good chance that you're going to find the back of the net. And Mo Salah does it here perfectly for St. Peter's.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff from Mohamed Salah. More importantly, from St. Peter's to get back in this game once again, as it looks like we might just go into the second leg at 3-3. But Iona do have something to say about that. Matip comes through, uses that big body of his, uses the big frame to get in between Messi and the ball, takes it away from him. Just a few minutes left on the clock. Let's see if there's any late dramas. Wijnaldum, that's a terrible tackle from Joel Matip, just as I was praising him. It's going to be a penalty for Iona. It's going to be a penalty for PSG. and it's going to be Neymar. Is he going to go for the Panenka? See where he's going to go. Him versus Alisson, the two Brazilians, and he slots it down to Alisson's left, bottom right-hand corner. Beautiful stuff. Iona in the lead now, 4-3, regaining it once again. Absolutely beautiful game. Absolute knee slapper.
Yeah.
Like I said, I told you, it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, looking at the teams, apart from when obviously I had my notes mixed up, I wasn't expecting this to be quite as close of a game as it has been, with, like I said, Iona being 5-1 and St. Peter's being 1-5 in the standings. But as also mentioned earlier, this is FIFA and anything can happen. And there was an irrational challenge from St. Peter's that has allowed Iona to go into lead. And other than that, this has been a very close game that could so easily have gone either way.
Very, very true indeed. As I'm just trying to find the right scene for us to go to. But yeah, fantastic game, and congratulations to Iona for taking the lead. And obviously going into the second leg, they are going to be up 1 goal, so 4-3 on aggregate. As I will get that sorted for you.
Yeah, and I have just jotted that down into our little score sheet so that we can carry that on for the next games. So, yeah, a rash challenge at the end costing St. Peter's greatly there, and what was a very good game and a very good showing from them to have originally pulled out that draw. And I'm sure they'll be wanting that one back, and they'll decide to stay on their feet in that situation if they get there again.
Yes, very, very true indeed. But that's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some more decisive plays. We got it in the later stages of the game. Iona kind of expected them to be winning this one, but I will say I think Iona have looked a little bit on the downside.
They're looking mortal.
They are. Gods can bleed and all that stuff. All of the cliche caster quotes. But yeah, I feel like the last time we saw them, obviously they lost to George Washington, which was a very, very. I'm pretty sure it was a fairly one-sided game. No, it wasn't. It was a close game. It was 1 goal.
Yeah.
1 goal difference.
1 goal in it.
But I think that they look a lot more beatable. And we're seeing it here that they are definitely beatable because St. Peter's, who probably one of the lower down teams in the league, are in fact being able to compete with them. So it's great to see. But we are going to have to throw it to a quick break while we get into the second leg's action. St. Peter's, can they do it? Can they come back and can they potentially take the win away from one of the top teams in the league? We will have to see. Go grab yourselves a drink and a little bite to eat, and we'll be back in a couple of moments' time with the second leg between Iona College and St. Peter's University. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EGFC Season 3, Week 7. My name is George GNC Overton, joined by Calvin Unchanged Tucker, and unfortunately, the play started without confirming it with us, so we have missed one of the goals. Iona have taken the lead. It's currently 1-0 to them, so that will make it a 2-goal lead for them in total. as we get into the second leg. A little bit unfortunate, a little bit weird, but all we can do is apologise. It's going to be PSG for Iona and Liverpool for St. Peter's University once again.
Yeah, and a matchup that proved to be quite good for St. Peter's last time. It's clearly a team that they're feeling very comfortable with between all of their players. And cheeky little Sadio Mane. I didn't think that was going to be much of a chance. I will be honest. I thought the
Mane's
defender
very
had
good in the
covered
air
for
this
sure,
year.
but he is in real life as well. He beats a lot of defenders that they kind of stand there thinking, "Oh, look at this little guy! I can beat him to the ball," and then just out of nowhere he jumps above them and he wins a lot of aerial battles, and he is very good at heading the ball. So I guess as a Liverpool fan, I should have been expecting that.
Yeah, he flies under the radar, I think, is the easiest way to put it. A lot of players, they do kind of write him off, but he's very good in the air and getting to those balls. He's a very hungry player. You know, if he sees a ball, he'll go for it, which is one of the
That he
many
will.
things I like about Sadio Mane. Unlike various players, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo, everybody knows that clip where the ball was, it looked like it was going out and Edison Cavani absolutely sprinted for it and managed to win United a corner. So, you know, those are the kind of players you want in your team, the ones that will literally run themselves ragged for you. But either way, 1-0 to Iona here. 2 goals in total up they are. They won 3-2 in the first leg, so currently 4-2 on aggregate. Chance for Roberto Firmino. Good pass from Henderson. Back out to Fabinho. Thiago now looking for the shot. Goes out only as far as Fabinho, and that could be a foul, but referee's going to let it play on.
Yeah, one of those close 50-50 challenges. The refs, yeah, you have to assume that the game's got it right and that he did get the ball before he got the man. But yeah, I've seen FIFA get some decisions wrong. I've definitely had some arguments with people about where them saying, "Well, it's a video game; it has to be perfect," and it by no means is perfect, but it's certainly right the majority of the time. So you'd have to say he probably got the ball first.
It's right 90% of the time, but I've
Yeah.
seen plenty of times where they have been wrong. Now, Mane versus Kimpembe. Can he get past him? It's very difficult to get around this lad. He's very, very fast. And, you know, even though you've got the pace advantage, it's still very difficult to get round defenders this year on a long sprint, which is definitely correct. Over 10 or 15 metres, sure. Chance for Roberto Firmino. No, can't quite lift it over Donnarumma. Trent Alexander-Arnold on the edge of the box. Now Thiago looking to twist and turn, maybe try and get a shot off on that right foot. Sadio Mane going to take it first time, and Donnarumma, great save.
Yeah, getting down low, stretching those long arms out to cover the entire width of his goal.
What a beast. What a great goalkeeper Donnarumma is. And obviously, very, very early on in his career, he's going to be absolutely one of the names that we're going to be talking about for a long time, you would like to think.
Yeah, I certainly see him going down if he continues this kind of career trajectory that he's on at the moment. Ending his career as one of the great goalkeepers for sure.
Donnarumma.
Maybe if he could get
what?
Donnarumma, one of the greatest goalkeepers. If he continues this kind of career
trajectory. Oh, right. Yes, very, very true. Yeah, he will.
Not currently, but I mean, winning the World Cup with Italy. Winning the Euros even with Italy, yeah. if they can continue with that kind of form, and if he can get some wins at club level, he can certainly pull out a very very respectable career. He's still very young.
I would think that Italy have to be favourites for the World Cup as well. Honestly, over the next year.
After that Euros performance, I would have to agree. There aren't many sides that you feel have that kind of consistency that they've had over recent years.
You look at the likes of Spinazzola, Chiesa. Obviously, the defence is one that you do have to worry a little bit about. Obviously, Chiellini, Bonucci, both retiring, coming to the end of their career. You do have to worry a little bit about that, as they were obviously two of the backbones for Italy over the last 15 years or so. Obviously taken after the likes of Maldini and all the fantastic Italian centre backs that have come. Something that Italians want to truly do. They breed with passion. Fantastic defenders, but
yeah, they have had a shaky qualification so far. but I feel like if the thing with Italy is they've always had dodgy qualifications,
Yeah,
but once they get into the tournament, that's when they come to life.
yeah, I agree. I agree, most definitely. I'd like to say that England are going to be up there, but I don't think they are. I don't think they're going to win anything under Gareth Southgate. I don't really. I don't like the bloke. I'll be honest, but yeah, I think France obviously are a fantastic team. Obviously they
Yeah.
won the World Cup together, but since then I don't think they've looked that fantastic. Obviously they had the shock exit out of the Euros. Spain, obviously, again, decent team, but they've never really hit the heights of Xavi, Iniesta, David Villa, all these fantastic players. Sergio Ramos retiring from international football. Who else? You got Germany. Germany's probably going to be up there. Germany absolutely got a fantastic team. Mo Salah just about getting to that ball. As I will remind you, this is still just a 2-goal game. Iona 2 goals ahead on aggregate. We'll have to see if they can hold on to it or whether St. Peter's can come back into it. That will be onside for Kylian Mbappe. The question is, he's got no one with him. What's he going to do with the ball? Robertson, a little jostle. Can he win the ball back, though, the Scotsman? He does well. Puts it out for a throw-in. The rest of the players can get back and get in formation. And you've got to watch out for Messi. Looks to curl one in at the back post, and Alisson deals with it. Fairly routine save.
Yeah, and he's not quite had the best season in real life. Alisson, he's had some mistakes this season. So obviously against West Ham, everyone was saying he was pulling off his best Karius impression, but he's still been one of the best goalkeepers in world football, and that shows in FIFA. Just don't. You know what? Every time I see a shot from the edge of the box, I'm normally like, "Oh, this is such a chance," and then I just remember that Donnarumma's in goal. And I'm like, oh, why did I expect that to go in?
I mean, that's a very, very hopeful shot. And here we go. There's a chance for Lionel Messi. He's beaten Virgil van Dijk somehow. The rebound is going to be there. Can he find the back of the net? Of course he can. He's Lionel Messi. He's always going to find the back of the net. And that's something that you probably wouldn't see from Lionel Messi in real life. But either way, fantastic goal. That's going to be a 3-goal lead for Iona now on aggregate. And it looks like it will be another comfortable Iona win, even though St. Peter's did have a 2-goal lead.
That first game, I would say, is far from comfortable, but this game has certainly has been. While St. Peter's have created a couple chances, nothing really concrete, and Iona have certainly taken advantage of the counter-attack chances that they have had. And like I said, I feel like St. Peter's will definitely be kicking themselves for giving away that penalty so late in the first game, as if they'd come into this game tired, it could have been completely different with Iona under much more pressure.
Very, very true indeed. It could have been a completely different game, as Iona would have had to come forward, but a lot more. But I think the thing that you have to... It's 90 minutes, you don't have to force anything in 90 minutes. They could be calm and hold on to the ball like they have. But St. Peter's have had a fair amount of the ball in this game so far.
Yeah, they're just not... As we said, with how good of the defense that PSG have with Kimpembe and then how good their goalkeeper is in Donnarumma, those little half chances aren't really quite as solid a chance as you need to actually find the back of the net against this team. You really need those for sure goals to do anything. But yeah, a little bit again. It's Donnarumma a little bit.
I want to give a little bit of a background to this before I say what has happened. But before the game started, the players did not tell us that they were starting the game, so we did not get to see the pre-game lobby or anything of the sorts. Therefore, the players have switched teams. Who is hosting and who is away?
Well, so an unexpected Iona using Liverpool then?
I would like to take this moment to apologise to everyone that is watching, because this is, as you can imagine, extremely frustrating for me and extremely frustrating for the viewer, as there is a goal and that will be going the way of St. Peter's. I'm so confused.
I need to do some quick math.
I'm so confused. No, it's all right. Don't worry. It is the right way around. It's just the boards are bugged out down the bottom. It says that Liverpool are home. PSG are away. It's all bugged out. I do apologise. Yeah, so
Right,
that
right.
is correct. Don't worry.
Okay,
I just
so we
had to
did.
look.
Okay, cool, nice,
Yeah, so it's
sorted.
currently 2-1 to Iona.
2-1 to Iona. They okay. I will.
It's always
I need
annoying.
to change it.
Liverpool are in the home kit, all right. Liverpool, if you look down the bottom left, they're on the home side.
Well, yeah, they are.
Whatever. It's frustrating.
Well, I'd say that's a FIFA. Just FIFA not
And
doing
EA
and not being.
doing an
Yeah,
EA.
just it's just doing an EA. We're allowed to have our moments.
Yeah.
This game's far from perfect. It doesn't have a spectator mode. We are having to watch from people's streams because while this game is quote unquote esports ready, they don't allow for technically any sort of non-official broadcasts to be able to be set up very well. You have to just watch someone's stream of the game that they're playing,
At least give
which
us a
is not
spectator
ideal.
mode. Is what I would say.
It's not. It's not that hard. It's really not.
I know it's very very frustrating. You know, I've commentated on the official tournaments. And they have an official build for the game, and it
Yep.
has completely different features, unlocked Ultimate Team accounts. The lot. Honestly, I don't understand why we can't just have everybody have the opportunity to play as to have the spectator mode. All right, the unlocked accounts, I understand. That should be an official tournament thing.
But again, if it's in a tournament only mode, where like you can use any Ultimate Team card you want as long as you're in, some. It's like a friendly game that doesn't really mean anything in terms of actual FIFA standards. Like you're not going to gain any coins or anything from it. I don't see why there can't be like a lot of games have the test servers, the test regions that you have for like Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege and games like that. Why there can't be a like tournament server option for FIFA in any game mode of FIFA to allow for spectators and for unlocked Ultimate Team cards, for example, so that you can have these fair tournaments. But if it's not a FIFA ran, an EA ran tournament, they don't care.
Well, there it is indeed. But I would like to say congratulations to Iona for picking up the win. It was a very close first leg. St. Peter's taking a 2-goal lead. Iona bouncing back and getting themselves a 3-2, making a massive comeback there. And then obviously in the second leg, 2-1. Very, very close once again. Just a 2-goal difference between these two teams. And for St. Peter's, this is definitely a bright start to potentially the rest of the EGFC season, because Iona are one of the top teams and St. Peter's are one of the bottom teams. This definitely shows that they can compete, and going into future legs, we will have to see.
Yeah, I think they've been one of the more unfortunate teams in this tournament so far, St. Peter's. They've, as I said previously, they don't have the worst goal difference coming into this. They've been losing some very close games. So just the odd mistake here and there, like that rash challenge at the end of the first game, is all that's really costing them here in this tournament.
Very, very true indeed. But as you can see, with these the rest of the games we've got coming up tonight, it is going to be Iona taking up the win in this one, and St. Peter's taking the L, unfortunately for them. But we have got 2 more fantastic games coming up for you guys with Manhattan versus Marquette and Niagara versus St. John's. So these should be 2 absolutely fantastic games. We are going to throw it to a quick break, so make sure to go grab yourselves a drink, keep hydrated, go grab yourselves a snack, and we'll be back in a few moments' time with the next game between Manhattan and Marquette University.